Hi guys, welcome. Thanks for joining me again. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Anne, and on my channel, I review foreign shows. We travel around the world, sitting on our couches, enjoying foreign content. And why? Because there's so much content out there, and in the process, we're learning so much stuff, culture, food, language. It's just fantastic. And today, as we travel around the world, last week, I believe we're in Africa. This week, we are back in South America and once again in Argentina for an excellent show. So if foreign shows is something you're getting into, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe, turn that notification button on so that the next time I'm reviewing another excellent show, you will be notified. I do know next week we're going to be back in South Korea, which we love because it's one of our favorites. Right now on Netflix, South Korea is just like raining. There's so many new shows, so we're just spoiled for choices. But I'll be back next week with the South Korean one. But I wanted to review this one. It was done in 2019, and it's called Secreto bien Guardado. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Hola, my Spanish speaking friends. And I believe it says secreto is a secret. Bien is good, like bien, muy bien. And then guardando is guard. So something like a good secret guard. And it makes sense with this story, which by the way, I so loved that it was historical. I'm not sure if this love story is true or fictional, but what an excellent story. So let's get to the show. So the show Secreto bien Guardando, like I said, it's based on historical true facts, and it was during the time of World War II. So we have this German ship, obviously, that is in the water fighting other country. And I believe at the time it was actually a British ship that they were fighting against. And it decides to stop in South America around Argentina to do repairs. But from what they say is it was a mistake, because when they stopped in Argentina to repair the ship, the British ships kind of inched on to them. And then so they felt obviously locked in. And so what the captain does is he empties out his ship and has all his German crew stay in Argentina. He takes the ship to the sea and blows it up. Instead of being captured by the British, he figured that would be the best thing to do. And so what happens is that now these Germans, seamen, I think there were about 1,000 of them, are stuck in Argentina. And obviously that's where the story starts, because the character of Victoria D is playing a German soldier. Actually, he's a German lawyer. And then we also meet Oriana Sabatini, who is a teenager, about 17 years old, and they go on vacation, and they so happen to stay in the same hotel that these German seamen are being housed, if you will, until obviously German is able to help them go back home. So while they meet, obviously Victoria D's character has been to Argentina a couple of times because he was a lawyer, so he was fluent in Spanish and is able to obviously speak Spanish. And he, when he meets Oriana, who by the way, I believe she's the one who saw him first swimming, and then she just had a crush on him and then just could not keep her eyes off of him when they were in the dinner. And then obviously he caught his eye on her, and it was just like, it's bound to happen. Now, Well, the problem is, like we all know, is that he's German. And Oriana's character is from Argentina, but she's a Jew. Now, if we all know our history, you know what the Germans did to the Jews, right? So when they, obviously get to know each other and they fall in love, which by the way, I was just like, she's only 17, but I guess in those days, 17 was like, you were ready to get married, right? When they fall in love, he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna ask your dad for, your hand in marriage. And then once we end up going back to Germany, I'll come and get you and we can all live a good life in German. And then that's when she was like, did you forget I'm Jewish? And how am I supposed to go to your country where they're killing my people, right? Like, how is that gonna happen? And at first he was just like, what? You're a Jew? And he was just like, how, why didn't you tell me? And he's all like upset about it. And then obviously they kind of like broke up, like, nope, this will not work. There is no way, And to make the matters worse, he was a lawyer, but well, we see in the show, he was also a Nazi informer. So really, he's like there to give information about Jews. And here he is falling in love with one. He just thought she was a girl from Argentina, but didn't realize that she was Jewish as well by religion. And so obviously, it was first love at first sight. The love was very strong. So obviously it was gonna be difficult for them to have a relationship. So they tried to break up for a while, although their love was so strong. They just couldn't stay away from each other. He comes back to her and he apologizes, and they still want to be together, although now they realize the dilemma that they have. At that point, German decides that it wants all their men to go back home, so he has to go to German. And when he was leaving, he left a letter for her, but unfortunately it ended up with the wrong hands, so she never got it. And obviously at that point as well, I forgot to mention, he did go and ask for her hand in marriage from her father, just because he knew he was leaving to go back to Germany. And when he went to do that, the father was like, H to the no, a German marrying my daughter, and we're Jewish, and what you guys are doing to us? Absolutely not. Like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? And then you're telling me you're gonna bring my child back to Germany where they're killing Jews? No way, absolutely not. So, and the fact that they found out that they've been going together, the father was so upset. She's locked up in her room, she can't go anywhere. So by the time he's leaving, he can't see her to say goodbye. He leaves a letter that was supposed to be going to her. He gives it to the wrong maid who burnt the letter, because she also disapproved of their relationship. So she was just like, my God, he just left, didn't even leave a word for me, and that was it. And then now to even make it even more complicated, after he's gone, the girl finds out she's pregnant. OMG, right? So now, to save her would-be face, or the family's face, the father says, you should get married. And the only person who was willing to marry her, obviously because now she's pregnant, and he agreed to it, was her dad's friend. Her dad's friend is the same age as her dad. He actually looks older than her dad, right? Although he's filthy rich. And he's like, I've always wanted a wife. I need somebody to inherit my wealth. So, and I've always liked you when I come to visit your home. So why not? I'll marry you. Okay. And so, unfortunately, she had no choice. And because she never heard from her boyfriend who went to Germany, I never heard anything. And the pressure from her dad and family, all that stuff, she was like, okay, fine, I'll go marry him. But obviously, as you keep going and watching, you see that this older man, who was supposed to be her dad's friend, was not very nice to her, pretty much like abusive, and would demand marital duties be performed. She couldn't say no. I mean, he was just a little overbearing. And then to make the matters worse too, his mother was one of those like just mother-in-law from hell, if you will. And so she obviously is not very happy. She has her son who's just gorgeous, looks just like the boyfriend from before. Yes, she lives a good life, but she's just not happy. And then as the story progresses, you see where her older husband, unfortunately, during like an invasion, he's accidentally shot and dies. Now she's by herself with her son, and she's got this huge company to run. And at this point, she's just like, I don't need any man, I don't need anything, I can do it by myself. And then, even to make it more interesting, then Victoria D's character comes back. After trying really, really hard, the story is told that when he went to German and it was horrible. You know, he's seeing kids and mothers and people being killed. He was just like, there's no way I would have invited her back to come to live with me. And that's why he never wrote or followed up with her. And so obviously when he shows up, she is just like, why are you here? Why did you come? Right? There's a scene that was really cute where they're sitting in a bench in a park and the son is playing. And when he says hello to her and then looks at the boy, it was just like, whoa, wait a second. Why does that child look like me, right? So anyway, I don't want to go any further because then that would be a spoiler if I tells you what happens between the two of them. Because I always say we should always watch for ourselves. It's much better, and I don't like when people spoil things for people. I just want to give you a gist because it's just an excellent show. So you have to keep watching and find out, do they end up together, or does their, differences in culture, as far as he's German, she's Jewish, now she's a single mom, her dad still doesn't want anything to do with him. Like, what are they going to do? But it was so well done. It's in Spanish, and the acting is fantastic. There's a historical factor. Obviously, it's portrayed in the 1940s, but just a fantastic show that is worth your watch. When you watch this, you will not regret it. So I say give it a try and watch it, just because I thought it was a very, very excellent show. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. And as usual, go ahead and subscribe, turn that notification button on, give me a like if you like the video, so that the next time I review another excellent show, you're notified. And I'll see you next time. Deuces.